Oh man, yeah, I really do miss those days. I looking through some of the old stuff in preparing for this today, and totally forgot about the competition you came up for in Karratha as well. The decent size.
And that was the one, remember, I measured all the bars, and not a single bar in your gym had the rings at 81 centimeters. What we're struggling with getting the suit to touch and the shirt to touch in the right place.
That's right. Oh yeah, because I would go 83. Yeah.
Not one. So, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, so that was fun. I missed, and I think what I missed about that most that as opposed to today, because the sport really has exploded. It's now kind of back when we started, you pretty much everybody. Like you either knew everyone or you knew someone that knew that person. Like the
And you could turn up at comps and you'd find a helper or a handler, because everyone helped each other out. And we talked to each other. We talked programming. What are we doing? There was the Melbourne Uni and Steve Giffen's club in Melbourne. I can't remember. There's a few other clubs.
Southern, yeah, Southern Powerlifting, which was Steve Giffen and me and
Yeah,
him yesterday. Yeah, Melbourne Uni, Mildura always had a club out at Colac, Queensland.
Queensland Uni was good. And then there was the guys. There's SFW with Steve Pritchard and Ryan and another guy who's back over here in New Zealand doing Kyokushin karate. And I can't remember. It's Alan Eddick. Yeah. So he's in Taranaki because I follow him on Instagram on his karate stuff. And there was,
I think I used to call him.
it was called Biano's crew out of Sydney.
Yep. I can't remember what him and Damien Giles, and there was a few others there. And then you had those guys around Norney, which was in Bondi, like Jim and Jeanette.
Yeah, and David Chong. But because that comp that Dave Chong did in Sydney that he ran, I thought that was my favourite nationals that we ran.
Oh yeah,
Odell did like 9:55 and then got pinged afterwards for Jack 3D
stimulants.
along with
Yeah.
half of Australia.
Yep. Yeah. And in fairness to this is what, and this is, I was doing work for Powerlifting Australia back in those times, and it's why I stopped because I was writing most of the stuff for the website, and the way it wanted to be presented, we weren't going to say anything about Scott Hill, which I thought was really unfair. We were going to use the celebrity status of Odell coming from the NRL point about supplements, drinks, and making a scapegoat out of him. And I said, no, that's not right, because we know two people comp for the same drink for the same thing. And yeah, I think the way Odell was treated through that suspension, we dropped out of the IPF.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, why would it? Because I think he tried to come back, and then they just made it so hard for him. And yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was an absolute disgrace. But because of that, to see some amazing lifting out of him, because he left the IPF and opened up other avenues. Like, we got to see some really amazing things over several years from him at that.
and it's just interesting to see that when we were lifting, no one in Australia in any Fed had squatted 400 kilos. I think Paul Ney might have done it in a Leviathan in a capo comp that was.
I think Paul Ney and Dave Park had both
Yeah,
done it.
yeah.
A double play with.
And just different standards of it. But maybe Adam Pinkard, if he'd actually trained properly and committed to it for a few years,
Well, if those
maybe
plates in